All right, let's answer this question about track and field and the impact that it has on other sports. The main line of the question is, does track and field make you faster for other sports? And I'm going to give you the short answer. The short answer is yes, absolutely. If you're a high schooler or you're coming up in a different sport and you feel like you want to get better, you have to do track and field to some extent. If not, you have to do track and field training to some extent. So find a track coach, somebody who knows track, and get with them. Because I'm going to break it down a little bit for you about how track and field makes you faster for other sports. And not just faster, it makes you fitter, and it also makes you avoid injuries better. Because track and field is the foundation of all sports. Why do I say that? It's not because I do track. I mean, I am a little bit biased. But still, let's think about it. Any sport, you have to do some type of running, some type of movements. Track and field teaches you that from the ground up. When you're doing track and field, some of the most basic things that you will learn is going to be A skip, B skip, C skips, and so forth. Just different movements to show you the basic movement of how you move your hands and your feet and making sure that your form is proper. Why do you want your form to be proper? One, that's just most efficient. Two, that's going to keep you from getting injured, because if you're not running properly, other muscles who aren't supposed to be doing things are going to be doing things, and that's going to overwork them and force them to get injured. That's why a lot of running backs in the NFL or in college football get injured. They're pretty fast people, but because they're running improperly, that forces their muscle to do things that they just weren't meant to do, and then they end up getting injured. So track and field just teaches you the basics from the ground up. It teaches you how to do the little things, and it's going to make you more efficient. When you're running more efficiently, you're just going to be faster. If you think about some guys running with their head tilted back, their arms going across, firstly, if your head is tilted back, you're going backwards. Your body goes wherever your head goes. So if your head tilted back, slows you down. If your arms are going across your body, then you're turning and they're slowing down. When your arm goes like this across your body's pointing that way, it's going that way. Then you go back across the other way with your arms going this way, then your body turns. So now you go in a motion where you're slowing down. Track and field teaches you how to stay forward, keep that chin tucked, and go forward. Yes, I know football coaches, basketball coaches, other coaches know some of these drills, but you don't know the fundamental like somebody who was built to run that fast. If you're a high schooler, there's no reason why you shouldn't try to bake some track and field into your training or into your season to make sure that you get that basics, and you're definitely going to get faster. Just think about overall how much better you're going to be when you're a better athlete just from the ground up, because those sports teach you how to compete within the confines of those sports, but it's not going to teach you how to run. I mean, there's no way football, basketball, golf, tennis is going to teach you how to run properly, because that's just not the main function of that sport. That's just one of the functions. So you have to do track and field to learn some of these basics. And as I said, it's going to keep you injury free, just because you're going to be focused on those muscles that are meant to run, and you're going to be doing the technique properly. Those other sports don't do it properly, and that's why. So you look at Tyreek Hill. He's somebody that doesn't get injured a lot, even though he's one of the fastest guys in the NFL. Think about Odell Beckham Jr. He's one of the fastest guys in the NFL also, but has a lot of injury problem. He doesn't have much of a track and field background and doesn't train with the track guys as much, and that hurts him. Of course, sometimes if you're going to get injured, you're going to get injured anyways, because people in track and field still do get injured. So it's not the cure to being injured, but it's definitely something that could help you out. You have to take care of your body too, which is something that track and field teaches you. Because track and field, we're in the field so heavy, we're always going hard. It really teaches you that you have to focus on taking care of yourself. When I was doing track, I was getting massaged, I was stretching, I was foam rolling, I was in a hot tub, cold tub, making sure I'm taking care of my body. I think track and field teaches you that more than any other sport. Some of the other sports, you just go out there and you compete and then you go home. You're not really thinking about taking care of yourself. Track and field really teaches you the basics of all those, including nutrition. So if you want to get faster, you have to train with the track people. And training with track people is one of the things. It really gives you perspective on how fast you are. When you're training with someone who does track and they're beating you, that's going to show you that I'm not as fast as I think I am. I need to get better. And I've mentioned this a couple of times. Iron sharpen iron. Even if you leave that track practice and you're still getting beat, you're going to be faster than you were before, because now you're not with those slow people that you were training with. You're going to be around real fast people, and that's going to give you perspective. I mean, if you look at the fast guys in track and field running that 40-yard dash, they would easily break that 40-yard record if they were running it. But obviously, running is not the only function of other sports, and track and field gives you that heads up. Because being around fast people makes you faster. That's just natural. We already know being around better people make you better. So you want to take the competitiveness from track and field, get yourself better, bring that competitiveness now back to your old sport, or what you call your main sport, because hey, those sports make more money, and use that. And you might not be just speed, it's just going to be fierce competitiveness. There's nothing like lining up next to somebody and just going at it back and forth with them. It's different from tennis, different from golf. Like, you're not right beside somebody where you can just go and just go see straight up who's better, who's going to get to that line first. I think track and field teaches you that more than any other sports. So that's one of the ways how track and field makes you faster. So, do you think there's any other sport that could teach you how to be faster than track and field? Let me know down in the comments. I mean, I know track and field isn't financially one of the most lucrative sports, but it's definitely one of the sports that's going to have you get better. Let me know in the comments, what do you think?